Hi folks, I don't know if you can see me in the shot, but I'm trying to get you to see this tree. I don't know if I have it high enough. It's called let me just sit down here. It's called a wild cherry tree. And it's different than sour cherry or the Bing cherry or black cherry or any of that, but probably from the same genus, same family. I'm sorry that I've taken so long to show you this. It was in its full bloom, full glory. Just a few days ago. And today is the last day of May, and it's an overcast day. It's a glorious overcast day. And if you're thinking, what's glorious about an overcast day? Well, if you ask any organic farmer or even any conventional farmer, they'll tell you that rain is coming and rain is needed. Yeah, rain. If you want whatever you're harvesting to take root, to fruit, you need rain. And also for people like me, and again those farmers, we need these days as rest days. Of course, it's not complete rest day for me till the actual rain starts. Can you hear the woodpecker? I'll be quiet when he starts pecking again. And right now, after this video, I'm going to be rushing out to plant some blackcurrant cuttings, so that with the next 2 days of rain that we have, they can kind of start getting their roots going. But until it rains, I have work to do. Going back to this wild cherry tree, it has many medicinal uses, just like all other trees, but it's one of my favorite trees. Actually, I know I keep saying whatever tree that I'm talking about, plant identification, I keep saying it's one of my favorite. But the thing is, I love trees. And they've served me well. They don't they don't cross you. They're not rude to you. They don't. They help you. They have many benefits, many benefits throughout the season. So I mean, what's not to love about a tree? More than I can say about people. So the good for respiratory ailments. Say you're a singer or something, or a lecturer or something. It makes your vocal cords not pliable. What's the word? Elastic. Softer, whatever. But unlike it's in its inner bark, the quality of that. So it has an outer bark which is very thin, and an inner bark which is thicker. So what happens is that what they used to do, I guess First Nations or however it was used elsewhere, is that they would peel off the outer layer, and then they would get to the inner bark, but instead of boiling it or steaming it or however other ways that they do to other barks and trees, you would dry it. They would dry it, and then they would I guess pulverize it. Now I say pulverize it because it's today's terminology. Like it would be something you would do in your with your blender or something, like you do to your coffee beans. And then now you have a powder that you pour hot water on, let it steep, and you drink it like that. Throughout the day, sip it, whatever. That's how that was used. For me personally, why I love it. First of all, it doesn't fruit every year, and the fruit of it is not something that so big and substantial that you can count on for anything. It's small. It's more ornamental. Now, if you are planting this tree for its ornament as an ornament, then you don't want it to. You want it to have only 1 liter, just like any other tree that would have in the city. But if you're like me, and you plant trees or train trees or whatever to sometimes act as how can I say, for coppicing. Coppicing is when you, I don't know if I'm not definitely not a shot, like a spider kind of many shoots coming up become many branches, and really I shouldn't say branches, but trunks. The one behind me is a single one because it's right in front of the house, and I wanted it to be look like an actual tree. And so, but the bark of it is a gorgeous color from the time that it starts life as a teenage, like as the width of your finger, and then 2 widths, 3 fits, this width of your fingers, and then the size of your hand to, well, this one behind me is about 4 or 5 inches in diameter, but they can get bigger, like they could be like a foot or two in diameter. But you have this gorgeous, intense, gorgeous brown, burgundy, deep burgundy brown color that what I use is that when I go to harvest them, I use them for curtain rods and towel rods or racks and that kind of thing, because they're so beautiful. And if you put any sort of an oil on top of them, they will always remain and retain their sheen. And it's hard to explain. I'll pick the camera up, go a little closer to show you. But also, this tree, when you cut it, cross cut. Actually, I'll take you. Yeah, we'll go for a walk. I see if I have one cross cut. It also has a gorgeous color on the inside, which is beautiful if you're making buttons, natural buttons, for your clothes, coasters. Really, the list is long. Now, one thing that I have to say that I like to say, and I don't always tell you everything that I do here, not trying to keep secrets from you, but the fact is that I just don't have time, and this is the reason why I missed showing you this tree, because spring is so busy for everyone. You know, anyone that works outside will tell you there's so much to do. When you harvest a tree in particular, or in particular something that you didn't yourself plant, it's good to, if you can, say a little thank you to the tree, and for giving itself to you, for letting you use its beneficial uses, if it's a tree or plant, and that again, that you, especially if you didn't if you didn't plant yourself. Let me go for a walk with you and show you this from close up, and just expressing your basically your gratitude. These let me just set this down, maybe here. So you see this, it's hard to tell as it's, see, I try to make sure there's no more branches coming out of anywhere else, because then it'll just shade everything. But it's because of all these lines that it's got, and because of this, if I rub it, you might no, you need a little bit of oil. When this was younger, it was glistening almost. Let me take you somewhere else to show you the if I have one that has a cross cut of it. Oh, those purple blue flowers are called chocolate chip. They're a ground cover, and really like strawberries, like we see here, wild strawberries. We have millions, trillions, I should say. These are, folks, really an alternative to grass. Ground cover covers everything. Okay, so I do see, this is what I meant. This is an example of coppicing, and I was trying to tell you. See how there's 4 of them growing here? And one of them has got a double branch of its own. But those lines are gorgeous. I don't know any other tree that has that. See, now, they don't flower or fruit every year. This one is not, but it did last year. But it has something at the end of at the very end of the branches, I can see. So when they are cross-cut, I don't have one that's a good example. Do I see one that's not? No, I don't have one here at all. Well, this wood pile will get bigger and bigger throughout the season as I cut more of the fallen trees down. Yeah, I don't have one here, but I do have them inside. But anyway, wild cherry trees. They can get big, and they're ornamental, and they're gorgeous, and they're fast growing. If you're ever here, you'll get to see it for yourself. I don't remember ever seeing them in the city, any of the cities that I ever lived.